la la la. All right. Had to get some water. Let me share the live. Let me share the live. Just wait. Just wait. Give me a second, please. Get my headphones on. All right. Let's see. Let me close this. Ugh. Let's pull this person up first. Hey, how's it going?
Hi, how are you doing? Good?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
What is the topic today?
We're asking people if they understand what veganism is. Do you understand what veganism is?
Yeah, actually, I'm vegan like
Oh, you're
more than
vegan?
14 years.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
awesome. What made you go vegan?
yeah. First, I became vegetarian because of I realized I was 12 years old
Mm-hmm.
and there was I don't know, little, I don't know what it's called in English, but it was a little goat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, goat.
Yeah, my mom slaughtered after we play with her, after we give her some fruities.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we got used to it. So while we are in school, she slaughtered. The lunch it was that poor little goat, and we realized, me and my brother and my young sister. So actually like 3 days, even almost 4 days, we didn't eat at the house. Like we didn't eat anything.
Mm-hmm.
We disappointed. So I decided to be first not vegetarian, pescatarian. I didn't know the name pescatarian that time, but I decided to only eat fish, not eat meat or chicken or that. So then when I was 15, I became vegetarian.
Wow.
So it was like I was developing in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
I become vegan, but still I was using honey. Then 2014, early 2014, I stopped even eating honey.
Wow.
So no one tell me, no one talk about it. It was only me figure it out. Even when I was 15, when I was watching program like uh,
Like a
Discovery
documentary?
Channel.
Oh, yeah, Discovery
Yeah,
Channel? Yeah.
Discovery.
Oh, are you still there? I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Pierre. We lost you. Hello? Oh, something happened to your mic.
Mike, you don't hear me?
Oh, now I hear you. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
that's okay.
So I realized the way they are suffocating and losing oxygen, it was horror. Like I shocked. So at that time I became vegetarian. Actually, you understand what it means vegetarian. So
Mm-hmm.
on 2013, I became vegan, like vegan, but still eating honey. Then 2014, early 2014, it was the last I become pure vegan. Even I stopped eating honey. So since 2014, I am a pure vegan.
Nice. Yeah, so you finally realized that you were vegan, or you thought you were vegan, but you were still using animal products like honey and stuff like that, right? So you
Yeah, in 2013, yeah, but it was just few months.
yeah.
Few months. Then I said, what is going on? Even be they have their lives. The honey it is their food, and they are they wanna, yeah, actually, like us. It is like us. We wanna keep our food, and somebody come and steal it from us, taking from us like by force,
Mhm.
killing us or beating us, then taking our food by force. It's like that.
Yeah.
So I said, what is going on? That is not fair, actually, at all. By the way, it is there. They are throwing up also. It is their format. I don't know how people, they don't even feel, even if they don't feel for the P. I don't know how they feel for the eating format. I don't know. It is disgusting.
Yeah. Well, I think everybody, they feel the way that you felt. They just don't know it yet. And even like you said, when you first went, um, you saw what happened to the goat and you went vegetarian, and then you slowly learned more and more what happened to animals and to fish. You went vegan, and it just takes some learning. And people, I think, are very um, they hold their beliefs very close to their heart, and they're scared to let that stuff go and really understand what the animals go through. So I'm glad that you're vegan, and you've been vegan for, you said, almost over 10 years now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually 2014.
Yeah. So 11 years. Yeah.
So, it's like 11 years,
Mm-hmm.
almost 11 years, but not 11 years. Yeah.
That's good. So you finally understood what it really means to be vegan, right? So you don't use them for clothing or for makeup. Do you extend it to
Yeah,
everything?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
great.
in 2013, actually, in 2013, I started to become vegan.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize honey, it was also part of that. I didn't realize, actually, though I wasn't using, because of I don't like eating honey. That's why I wasn't aware of. But that time, even 2013, I was vegan, and I wasn't wearing clothes that made of animal skin, if it is a leather or other things. Even the cream, the shampoo, everything.
Mm-hmm.
I used to check everything to be a vegan, or the word V. It's supposed to be there,
Mm-hmm.
written the V, or so. Also, I used to even check everything, like there is a e-codes, European codes, and that European codes, there is a some e-codes in the ingredients of the food products, or medicine they have. So, like example, 571, 471,
Mm-hmm.
or 571, I forget it, because of nowadays I just use only vegan, pure vegan. So I get everything, even if it is a medicine. So that time I used to even check that, because of there is some digits like 471. No, I think 571. It has a gelatin, actually, and it has a, either if it is a bok, or if it is from cow.
Mm-hmm.
So even the e codes, European code is that in ingredients is the number is you have to check in the Google. So my sisters they used to laugh at me, and I take a time in the supermarket checking the ingredients, checking if it is vegan,
Hmm.
asking around, studying. Actually, now I become expert. Most of the things I want, I make it in my house, like everything I want. Even if I want to make a cream or actually I make a pure vegan, I Google it or watch YouTube,
Yeah.
then I make myself.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. It's sad that our family members they laugh at us and they make fun, but hopefully through your actions and your choice to being more empathetic and for the animals, maybe they'll see that and maybe they'll make changes in their lives to also stop seeing animals as products for us to use. So it might not feel like you're making a difference sometimes with your family, but I'm sure they see, that you're making changes, and it at least will make them start thinking sometimes when they go out and
Actually,
make
no, no,
choices.
no, no, no. Actually, no, they didn't see. Even they put me somewhere and lock me. The people they were paying money and they were torturing me. One of the
Wow.
things that they were torturing me, it was one of the things is that to force me to eat meat, fish, and chicken. Actually, I told them that I feel I am allergic to the fish,
Hmm.
and they used to force me eat meat and chicken. And when I run to the toilet to throw up or refuse, they wonder how come you are refusing and you are handling all this pain because of they used to beat me a lot, and it was my family who was paying them. Some actually paying them like to beat me and to torture me. So it's not only they are laughing at me, but I have been through a lot. Though it wasn't the reason that they lock me. The reason they lock me because of I was atheist.
Oh.
Uh, my family they are Muslims,
Hmm.
and the country I come from they are Muslims. So the reason it was that. But this one also, they said, why you are vegan? Like Allah allows us to eat meat. Why you are vegan? And they said maybe there is a Satan or demon inside you, and they are forcing you to become vegan. Like that, it is them, not you. It is not you actually. And I was like, what is going on? I am the one who is vegan. They knew that I was a vegetarian, I was a pescatarian, but at that time I become atheist, they started beating me and forcing me meat because of they said now we understood that when you are 12 years this Satan and demon it was inside you when you are 12 years old. It started from there, and they recreate they said we wish that time we start to reading Quran on you and beating you and remove you that demon inside you, but it is too late now. They said he grew up inside you and he's strong, we cannot even remove from you, something like that.
Wow. 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 I'm so sorry
Now
that you
they
had
say
to go through
they
that. That
say
sounds scary and traumatizing.
I know actually they even said you actually you he make you even to become vegan and tomorrow he can make you to become prostitute, they said. And I was
Wow.
like, it is the same. Yeah, the way they think it is disgusting.
Wow. I'm so sorry you went through that. I can't imagine going through that, especially, it being so much harder being a woman, and also having to deal with your family putting you through this kind of torture just because of your choice to not follow the same religion as them. That's very sad.
Yeah, actually. You know, there is a open-minded Somali community. Another day I was talking in the platform, in TikTok platform, then they were asking everyone's opinion that what they can do if they become president of Somalia,
Mm-hmm.
or they become at least like someone who has a power there and can change the law. So I said, to me, I talk about a lot of things, about the peace, about the equality, about the humanity, but they got angry when I reached. I said, if I got the power, I'm gonna make animals very expensive, like no one can purchase, and I'm gonna invest in Somalia. It has a good quality soil, and I'm gonna invest them to make a different farms, like different things, vegetables, fruits, everything, so they can become more vegetarian than meat eaters. So
Yeah.
they got angry. Actually, they got angry. They were not. I said to myself, I wish I become the president, or get any power there. I will do that. It is not only, I'm not joking. I said so.
Yeah. I wish we had more leaders that did stuff like that. Hopefully in the future we get somebody that, at least in my country in the US, that takes that much more seriously than a lot of our current leaders. We did have Michelle Obama, who I think was trying to fight for a couple of like changes in diet, not veganism, but at least changes that would lead to more, fruits and vegetables and less animal, um, agriculture. But yeah, we need more leaders like that to at least convince people to stop eating animals.
Is Michelle Obama vegan?
I don't think she is. No.
Yeah, there was a news. I remember she was talking about uh, animal rights, but I thought she's not vegan actually. I didn't go Eritrea, but I went to Ethiopia,
Hmm.
and now I am in Ethiopia and I am in safe place. I can be a vegan and I can be atheist. I can wear whatever I like. Actually, at least I am free from that drama and painful journey. Someone in the comments asked me like, "Are you the one who went to Eritrea?" No, I am just answering that comment.
Oh, well, that's great. I mean, I appreciate you coming up and sharing your story. Yeah, usually what we do on these types of lives is we pull people up that are not vegan, and have conversations with them. So you're more than welcome to hang out in the chat and maybe hear some of the conversations we have with people, and then also connect with any of the other vegans in the community. But yeah, I appreciate you coming up and sharing your story.
Yeah, thank you so much. Actually, there is a few people that I I am the one. I was the reason they become vegan. Some of them they become vegetarian. I don't know if still they are like that, but they understood somehow and they become vegan. Last time they were vegan, I don't know now.
Me? Are you asking how long have I been vegan?
Actually, no, I was talking about Somali. There is a few Somali women that I I talk to them and talk about the veganism and animal rights. Now, actually, because of me, they become vegan, and I'm so happy that at least I changed few people.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, actually, I wanted to know when you become vegan.
I've been vegan for about 6 years now, and plant-based for 3 years before that.
Wow,
So yeah.
wow, that's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But plant-based and vegan is the same.
Well, when I was plant-based, I still was like I still was wearing and like purchasing animal products. Like I wasn't looking at.
Oh, okay. You are not checking everything.
I
Okay, you are
wasn't.
not like in about the in animal products.
Yeah, I was avoiding
Or
them for food, but not for clothing.
the
Or I would,
skin.
yeah.
Yeah.
So when I got a Christmas gift 6 years ago, for it was a wallet and it was leather. That is what clicked for me. Like I realized, wait, I'm saying I care about animals, but I still wear them. And then that's when I became vegan and I started paying attention to my clothing and not going to zoos and not going to circuses and everything. So yeah, that's why I say plant-based was the diet. And then once I realized that there was more animal exploitation happening that I was contributing to was when I went vegan. So 6 years ago. Yeah,
Wow, that's good. Actually, that's good.
yeah,
You know, when the first time you start like to check everything about what you're wearing, it is like difficult. Sometimes it is not clear that if it is a leather. I remember 2015 there was a beautiful shoes. Actually, I love it, and I didn't know it's a leather, but I checked. I don't know about it, so I asked in shop. Then they said it is not leather. It is like a leather, but it is not. So I trust them.
yeah.
When I wear it like two times, I went in another day. I was in a mall. Then there was a shop in a leather shop there. I showed them because I was wearing that time. I showed them. I said, "Do you recognize the leather?" She said, "Yeah." Then I show her. Then she said, "It's a leather, but it is the material. They changed everything, and you cannot recognize. But it is a pure leather." And it was very expensive. That's why she said it's expensive, right? Yeah, I said. She said that is why it is. You cannot even recognize. I come when I came back in the house. Actually, I didn't even. I bought like something sandal, cheap one, and when I came back, I removed it quickly. She said, "Oh my goodness, you are exaggerating. Just go to house, then remove it." Then I said, "I'm not gonna wear it till house. I am not." Then I purchased a cheap shoes there. Then when I got in the house, I didn't give anyone. I cut it. Even I posted in my Facebook like that time. I cut it in pieces. I had a big scissor and I cut it in pieces. Actually,
Mm-hmm.
I remember because of when when you are beginning to recognize all that things, it is difficult sometimes to recognize, and you are losing a lot of money because of you are vegan. And I don't care. I lost a lot of money, I've been tortured because of vegan.
Yeah.
Also, even I've been deceived. Some of the African restaurants, they don't care, they don't respect it, and they don't scare about the police or government. So they when you tell them like I am a vegan, they are using animal products and they are telling you this is a vegan, pure vegan,
Mm-hmm.
and they will never tell you. They will
Yeah.
never tell you.
Yeah. That's
Imagine.
gross. Yeah.
So
Very
I've
gross.
been even deceived a lot of time until I even stopped going to restaurants
Mm-hmm.
and just cooking in the house, everything. But when I come Addis Ababa, I realize they are vegan friendly. because of they have a fasting food for their religion. They fast from all animals and animal products,
Yeah.
and you can get pure vegan. Also, there is a Ethiopian anjera, what they call, and it is you can get different kind of vegan anjera. So now I am at least I'm happy for it because I don't struggle.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's good. I mean, seems like you really care about the animals. You really care about being vegan. So I would just say, yeah, keep keep doing what you're doing. If you want to get more involved, there are a lot of people, a lot of vegans around here that are willing to connect with you. And yeah, I appreciate you coming up and sharing your story. If it's okay with you, I'm just gonna pull up. I want to get some people in here that are not vegan, so I can have conversations with them. So if you want, you could just hang out in the chat and just listen. And follow me and follow any of the other vegans here if you want to do that as well for some support.
Okay, thank you. Actually, I think we follow each other. That's why I get your life.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
yeah. Thank you so much for telling us your story, and I appreciate you. Let's see, man. That's sad. That's somebody in the comments was saying uh, the problem with people being vegan is they're angry, and they're saying that as this person is like openly telling this story of how her family members would hire people to lock her into a room and force her to eat animals and try to convert her from atheist to Muslim. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how any of that made it sound like vegans are angry. Let's see. Who has been in here the longest? I think it was Noah, but I think Noah's a child because I remember this name.
Hello?
What's going on, Noah? Are you over 18?
Yeah, born in 2005. You can do the math if you want.
Okay. Wait, hold on. Let me do the math.
But
I'm vegan, so give me an extra minute. I gotta think real hard. 2005
I'm gonna be.
plus 5 plus 2 plus the 10. Okay, yeah, you're good. What's up?
All right. I I don't want to go vegan. I tried it when I was young. I don't like it.
What's not to like? Do you understand what veganism is?
It um I'm not that educated with veganism, but all I know is really that sorry, I have a little bit of tonsils.
You good?
Damn. My point of veganism is trying to convert a healthy lifestyle while trying to minimize animal killing as much as possible. Have well, as like I said, a healthy life.
That's part of it. The diet healthy part is a part of veganism, but it's more about being against exploitation and oppression. So, and that goes for all sentient life, so humans and non-human animals. You think of it in a way of not supporting zoos, not wearing them for clothing, not eating them, not using them in our makeup products or anything like that. Anything that involves the exploitation of animals, we are against.
With the exploitation, but I'm not trying to be rude, but with some being when you become vegan, there's certain things you gotta do, and apparently some of your products be harming the earth too.
What's that? What some of our
Apparently,
products?
apparently, vegan leather creates more CO2 than a gas-powered car.
No, it doesn't. So I looked into this. I don't know if I have the statistic. I don't have the image on hand, but the problem with wherever you got that information from, and we don't even have to look at the scientific data exactly just to look at it logically. You have to think that like you can't just account for the creation of animal leather and synthetic leather. You have to also take into account all the transportation and all the CO2 contribution that the animal itself also provides. Because any of the plant based leather is going to be negative when it comes to its contribution, right? It's a plant. So it's actually helping the environment. So whatever statistic number you have on hand, you also need to account for all the CO2 emissions that the animal
Mhm.
creates itself. So
Yeah,
um,
and yeah, vegan leather is made from plastic too, and I heard plastic is harder to break down.
yeah, there. I think as the good thing about these sort of issues is that like over time we find better alternatives, right? So at the now that people are a little bit more aware about what the concept of using animals for their skin for leather is that now we're finding alternatives in other areas. So a lot more companies are shifting away from like plastic leather and looking for other options. Like they have leather from mangoes, they have leather from pineapples, they have pineapple. They have leather from cactus.
Did you just
So
say from flamingos?
no, mangoes,
Oh,
pineapples, and cactus are like some of
where
the
you,
alternatives that people are looking into now.
I've never heard this information uh in my life. People saying finding um leather from a fruit
Yeah.
because I feel like that'll be more uh kind of hard to break down too, in my opinion. If plastic is harder to break down and we still haven't found a way to really break it down yet.
Well, like
Uh,
think about the use case of why we use leather. Is because they treat it and it's so durable that it's not gonna just break down. If you're talking about like biodegradable, like what sounds more biodegradable, flesh or the skin of a fruit? Like to me, in my opinion, skin of a fruit sounds like it would probably be more biodegradable than flesh or
I
skin.
have no, are you talking about human
Well,
skin?
no, I'm talking about you. You said that the use of the idea of people using the word leather for like mangoes and fruit, that you were saying it doesn't sound like that it's more biodegradable than animal skin, right? Isn't that what you were
I
saying?
said,
Like,
I said maybe. I never saw a mango get breaking down before, where like just like with plastic. But I
yeah,
mean, I did kind of saw plastic, but I know it's harder to break down than other things.
yeah. But then, yeah. I guess what I would ask is because you came in and you said that you tried vegan, but it wasn't really for you. So I guess the bigger question is why aren't you vegan? Like, why do you think that you can't
I
be
it
vegan?
just risks the for me, it risks the fun of my life for me for being vegan.
In what
I'm not
way?
saying you're very minimum to what you eat, which I kind of had a problem with that. I just don't. I just can't really see myself becoming vegan. I mean, I tried it. I mean, I tried it when I was young. I kind of told my mom, I said, "Mom, I don't like it," and I told her. She said, "All right," and yeah, that's how it went.
Well, what do you eat that I can't eat? Like just think about like plate. Like think about what like meal you're thinking of. Don't think about like
I eat
individual things. Just think about like the overall
meals,
meal. Yeah, like what is it? Like
lamb,
tacos.
lamb over rice, chicken over rice, something like that. Ham sandwich. I'm thinking of just random meals off the top.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing is like you're looking at it from a case of like chicken over sandwich, but you can replace that chicken with, if you really were looking for the pleasure out of like what you're consuming, they have so many different chicken alternatives that are the same price of what you're eating actual chicken flesh that are meant and made for you, for people like you who like, I want to do better or I want to be healthier or I don't want to contribute to animal suffering, but it tastes so good or the texture is so good and I really want a ham sandwich. Like they have vegan ham in the store that's relatively cheap, so you can just buy vegan ham.
I work in a grocery store and I haven't seen, and I be looking at the stuff. I'm seeing real ham on the side will cost less than a vegan
Well,
rice.
what grocery store do you work at?
I work at Acme.
Oh, where? I don't think I've ever heard. I don't think I
You
have
know
that
the
grocery store.
what grocery do you have?
We have like where I live. We have like Stop and Shop, Rite Aid,
Oh no,
Shop Right. Yeah, it's probably it's
I
gonna be
got
different where you live.
ShopRite. I got a ShopRite. I don't shop at Shop.
Yeah,
Someone
ShopRite
call me.
has like deli
Hold
meats.
on,
Go ahead.
hold on. Somebody talk to me. Oh yeah, Caroline, you can get TikTok again. It's on the App Store now. Put on God, but I put on everything I love because it's on my joint. But yeah, I put on everything I love. Put on my heart. But I'm saying to myself, I'm seeing I work at Egg. So I saw tofu for $10. And I'm seeing over here looking at a stir fry thing for only $18, not $18, 8.26.
Tofu for $10.
Yeah, and that's
Tofu
at the shop right where I'm at too.
tofu is dirt cheap. It's like $2. If you get organic, it's like $2. If you get regular, it's like $1.80.
Yeah,
Oh,
but like I said, it's too expensive for me. And I'm in poverty right now. So I'm right now trying my best to work more hours to get a car for myself. So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying is more expensive. And you're really limited to what you eat too.
I mean the thing. That's why I say to like you have to think about it from the perspective of what's on your plate because I don't feel limited. I eat lasagna, tacos, pizza, ice cream, candy. What else? Empanadas we had the other day. Like I'm having the same things. The only thing that's different is I'm just changing like one ingredient.
That wasn't made from animals, but there's more products that was from animals that have more options. You can go outside, eat lamb over rice instantly, but when you go outside and you got like a food truck near you, anything like that, you might have to just say I can't do it and just leave, even though you
Yep.
was hungry that day.
But see, that's like the thing is like what you when you say something like that, you're saying that like my convenience is worth more than uh an animal's entire existence. That like, oh well, I just want to have fun. But like if I said to you, well, I just want to go have fun and like kick people's dogs, you'd be like, wait, you shouldn't do that. Like you don't need to do
To be
that.
honest, to be honest with you, I would say I would mind my business because like in the time of age, people want second guess you. They'll just pull out a gun and shoot.
Yeah, but just because like you're saying that you should mind your business. Like imagine a time period where, you know, where people were being abused or harassed or we had slaves or women didn't have the right to vote. Like would you just tell people like, "Oh, you should just mind your business and stay out of it?" Like they're getting
I
oppressed and they're
I
being
can't really I can't say
abused,
that
but
because I wasn't around that back then. I wasn't around back then. I can't really say nothing.
the thing is that like you don't even have to say anything. You can just do your actions and not say anything to anybody. Like you can just choose to eat more plant products or plant-based proteins or mock meats without telling anybody what to eat and still contribute to avoiding the exploitation of animals.
Wait, so you said not telling anybody what to eat, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
But you not no disrespect, but you're in this live trying to convince or convert uh people into become a vegan.
Yeah.
But not a lot of people will really want to do that. So I'm saying, think you just accept that we're going to eat animals and all like that, and just like we're like, if listen, if it was to
Mm-hmm.
minimize animal cruelty, minimize it, let's say
Mm-hmm.
and lower it down, would you accept people for eating animals?
I'm sorry. So that last part, would I?
If meat is was to minimize animal cruelty, would you accept that? Would you accept that we can eat animals?
You mean like provide them with better welfare?
Told you.
Like take care of them?
If we was to take care of, yeah, I'm on the phone with a vegan. For some reason. Yeah. So what if we were to minimize the cruelty? Would you accept the fact that we can eat animals?
No, do you think that the idea of like taking more care of an animal and then taking its life makes it better?
I mean, that's what we do every day. I mean, if you look at a bug, we still take bugs' life no matter what. We want to let them outside no more. Like we just stomp them.
Well, I don't just like I would hope that like as I'm walking down the street, if there's like a spider, I don't just purposefully just step on it for no reason. I just walk around it or like walk over it, right? I don't like just like see an ant hill and just start stomping on an ant hill because I don't like ants, right? I just like keep going.
But I'm saying you will never know what life you're taking. Like right now, you probably could be stepping on an ant right now. You may never know something like that.
Yeah,
But I
what
say,
that's see
every,
that's the misconception about veganism, right? Because veganism is not it's not about being perfect. It's not perfection. Like us existing is gonna cause some amount of suffering, but just because I have to drive my car and I might run into a mosquito, it doesn't mean that I then can say, well, since I'm driving my car and I'm killing insects anyway, I might as well take more lives on purpose just because I want to enjoy life and I want to eat everything and I want to try out more foods and eat more foods. So there's a
but
difference is that like I'm not the choices that I'm making don't intentionally have a victim at the end of my choice, but to say, well, I just want to go to that food truck because who cares? And animals die anyway, and I might have stepped on an ant while I was getting here, but that animal that I'm eating most certainly had to be unalive to be on your plate.
but like if you really think about it, for our food and everything else, something's going to have to die no matter what. Like a
Yeah,
bug,
of course.
plant, a little small rabbit.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, even though look, we're not even look, but farmers they'll use traps, and with traps they can that abuse the animals too. That's protecting y'all food.
Yeah.
For us, for us now, we are finding ways to kill a cow without really with pain. Like now we got air guns. Well, they shoot air. They actually end them peacefully.
Yeah, but do you think you think that like a air gun that just shoots you one shot to the skull is like peacefully? Does that sound like if you're in a hospital bed and you got cancer and you're eventually gonna die and they're like, hey, you know, let's just take a bolt gun to your head because it'll help you go away peacefully. Does that sound like a peaceful way to go? Doesn't sound like peaceful, does it?
but it's painless. That's all I can say.
I don't know if it's painless because it's still the whole fact of that that you think that an animal that's because do you know what age these animals are sent to slaughter, like these cows that they use the bolt guns on? Do you know how
I'm
old
gonna
they are?
say I'm gonna say like middle age, something like that.
No.
Not old, so middle age.
So dairy cows are usually sent to slaughter anywhere between 4 to 6 years of age, and they live up to 15 to 20. So they're like babies. They're like if we were 20 years old as humans, probably less, 18.
But there's one thing I could say. There's nothing I could do to really stop that.
Yeah,
And
you could.
I
You could.
by becoming
You know how you could? You
becoming vegan,
stop
becoming
buying the
vegan.
well, stop buying the products. Stop buying it,
But
right?
like I said, we live in a world where people is not gonna do that.
What do you
And
mean?
which, like I said,
I did it. The other people
you
that in
did
my
it.
channel that are
I'm talking
vegan
about,
did it.
I said people.
Yeah.
You may be a person, but people, what else? Like someone just bought, like three people in my, like I just passed, just bought animals. Like they ain't gonna stop.
Well, that's the
People be
thing.
living.
Like, think about any sort of oppression that has ever happened in society. When we owned slaves, it was a normal thing. Everybody was pro slavery, right? And it only
Yeah,
took one person to say, "Wait a minute, I don't like this." And then that one person maybe leads by example, and the next person sees, "Wait a minute, you're right. I kind of do see this wrong." And then the next person, then the next person. So that slowly over time changes. And if we had the mentality that like, no, the world's never going to change, then none of those injustices would have ever been abolished. But they've been abolished because
the only
it takes one
I'm
person to
seeing
kind of snowball the movement, right?
I'm seeing that because there is some traditions where they eat lamb over rice too.
Yeah, but
Would you stop that tradition?
do you think that tradition makes something moral? Like in some traditions, they might grape each other, or they might, what do they do in? Is it? I don't know if it's Nigeria or somewhere in Africa. They will they will pretty much.
Come on, put ants on the kids' hands to prove manly, something like that.
No, they did a practice where they would put like they would pretty much take like the female body parts and like dismember it in ways to prevent people from performing from performing the act of grape. I don't remember what country it was, but like
All right.
that's part of their
Wait,
culture. It doesn't make that it's
did they
okay.
used to do that? Did they used to do that? Or they still do it?
It's been a while since that just kind of popped into my head as something that I've
The,
learned that happens to people in culture. But culture. The point I'm trying to make is that like there are a lot of things that happen in people's culture that you yourself might deem immoral, like grape or making sacrifices, or some cultures where they eat each other. Like, doesn't mean that it's okay.
I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying that culture, what you said was take out the woman's intestine. They don't do that no more. As you said they used to do that. You say you don't know it. They
Well, I
probably stopped,
just
but
that one topic I wasn't sure, but I could look it up. But let's go with something that happens today, and I'll ask
the
you
point I'm
how you
saying is
feel about it.
this. All right,
Do
go
you know
ahead.
what the Yulon Dog Meat Festival is?
Dog meat.
It's called the Yulon Dog Meat Festival. Have you ever heard of it?
Where did this translate to?
That's from in China. Do you know what they do
Yeah.
over there in that festival?
Are you act and it still happens to this day?
Yeah, happens to this day. Yeah.
Okay, what is it?
So they what they do is they round up stray dogs on the street.
Hmm.
They round them up and then they will boil them alive and sell them to people to eat. That
Okay, the
happens
only reason I don't
to
have
this day.
the only reason I have no sympathy about it, because that's not me. I can't be mad at their tradition. I really can't.
Yeah, but
It's
do
like
you
me. It's
think
like
that it's wrong? Like, do you think it's wrong to do that? You yourself.
I can't say it's the right or wrong. I
So
really
if
can't.
so if we did that here, if we just picked up all the stray dogs and boiled them alive, and I opened up a food truck down the block from you, would you eat from it?
Depends. It really depends.
It just depends
It
on
really
what you think is moral, you yourself.
it depends if it's like good, healthy, beneficial, something like that for me. If
So
it
you
if it if it gives me an extra life, I then I'm eating a dog.
so you don't care
But
that
we
it's a dog. You don't have any attachment. You've never had a
I
family
I had a
dog or a
dog. I
cat
had a dog, but I don't gotta worry about that because he's not in China.
because he's what?
Hold on. I can help you. Frozen orange juice. Talk to you. Plus, like I said, I can't. I mean, I'm not gonna say that because it's not gonna happen around here.
No, but if it did, would you be okay with it? Seeing as you've had a pet dog, would you be okay if somebody just grabbed, like, say your dog ran away from your house for a couple days and somebody picked them up, scooped them up, boiled them, and sold them at a food truck? Would you be okay with that? Do you think the
Nope.
dog would be okay with that?
Yeah,
Well,
that's my dog, but you don't. But be honest with you, I don't know if the dog. Be honest, I don't know if the dog was technically suicidal.
you said suicidal.
Yeah, I mean, be honest, if you really think about it. If animals really think as humans, if vegans say animals think as humans, then they could probably have suicidal emotions too.
No, just to be clear, we don't say that dogs think like human. We just try to point out this the that we're similar in ways that people might not be aware of. You know, that they can experience life, they have emotions, they have wants, they have desires. I'm not saying that like my dog is like, hey, I really want to vote for the next president of the United States. Like we haven't. When has there ever been a case where a dog like purposefully jumped off of a building because they were
There has
suicidal?
been multiple. There's been actually you're not blaming, but there actually been a case about that. Actually, the dog jumped off a house and killed him, tried to kill himself,
Yeah, but
and the
that's
dog
like
sorry.
what you're talking about is like maybe there. It's like saying a an infant, you know, jumped off of a roof and they were suicidal. It's like no, they unaware of their surroundings. They're not as
One
intelligent or
thing,
they're not as you know, perceiving the world in a way that we understand. Of like, oh, you jump off this building, you're gonna get hurt,
the one
right?
thing about an infant is, let me see here. Let me see if I got this right. An infant is born technically retarded. Not sorry to say that word, but it's not true. They don't know nothing about the world. So if an infant was to do that, they didn't know what they were doing. They had to gain that stuff. And the problem is some of them are infant, they don't have consciousness. They don't know what they're doing.
Well, I don't. Well, for one thing, I wouldn't use that word. Just be
That's
cautious.
why that's why I said that's
But
why I
at
said
the
that's why I said I would try not to use that word.
but I would say,
But
you know,
like
there are people that are not infants that have that same capacity of
come on, people with
perception. Well, just people that
autism,
are, yeah, people that might be, you know, mentally incapable of perceiving things in the same way as you and I. What is it? Neurodivergent, right? So, and that person just doesn't know because they're not, you know, as intelligent as me and you or whatever, as aware of their surroundings, and they might do something as well. You don't say like, oh well, they have to learn. They don't have the capacity to learn.
all right, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say we ain't gonna learn. The one that could be a human. But like I said, if they was let me say something, if they was to jump, there's really only person that can really save them is the fire department. That's all I can really say. Because I can't really see myself uh what's up? I can't really see myself saving I mean I can say I was saving other human sites, don't get me wrong. But I was saying I don't know what thing that moment to stop them. Like you don't know to say your life is too, like here's what people were really gonna say. Life is too perfect, don't do it, yada yada yada. Then shoot, they would not hear that. They would just jump. I'm being serious.
Well, let's take it because I think we definitely like jumped like all over the place as far as like the conversation. So let's try to like keep it just in the realm of like what you do in your life. And you even said that if I was, aside from the dog being, you know, suicidal, um, if I scooped up your dog and you know boiled it and sold it to people, you said that that would bother you. Can you explain to me why it would have bothered you? Because it's your
Because
dog,
it,
right?
let me see something. If it was my dog and I know I had my own dog, yes, I have a problem with this.
Yeah, why?
But but as you said, people were straight up. People said they had straight ups. Mind
No,
you, never had. They never had a owner.
I'm asking
The
you
only
why you would not be okay with it. You, not other people. Like, why would it bother you if somebody, you know, chose to
because I
eat your dog?
because I one thing I from one that's my that would be technically my money. That would be my money. I paid money for that dog one. Because dogs ain't cheap. Let me tell you that. Dogs is not cheap. Dogs are not like $5. No, they're like over. They could be over $10,000. Second, dogs are men's best friend. If you ever heard that saying,
So wait a minute. So, because when people say those two comments, it almost feels like contradictory. Because you're saying it in a way as if the dog is your property, right? Like, oh,
I
they're
said,
my property. I paid money for them, so like
but
that's
then
part
I
of my.
say men's best friend. Then I say men's best friend. Just like a cat can be a dickhead to people, which they are, and you can agree with me on that.
But do you see how like that? Do you see how those two sentences of it's my they're my property, but also he's my best friend is like contradictory? Because how do you say your best friend is your property?
I'll never say, "Yo, bro, you my property." Yada yada. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna take that dog to the end. because this is one of our not humanish, but one type of all common pets we have. A cow is not a common pet. Well, it's more like a unique pet, but farmers will have. Raccoon is an uncommon pet, just like a squirrel. A rabbit, I can't really see a rabbit with like a type of percentages because not a lot of people I know have rabbits, except for people on the game. If I was want to go home and chill, they'll say yeah about them if they
What's
have
the
a rabbit.
difference of what's the difference? What is the like moral difference between a cow or a dog? Like, what is the? Because even you saying, even though most people would see bunnies as a pet, you're saying that you don't see a bunny as a pet.
No, I said I don't know what the percent rate would be as a bunny as a pet, but
Right.
I don't know nobody that has a bunny that's a pet. I really don't know because
Oh yeah.
I think that's what I'm saying. I don't know about the percent rate of a bunny. That's what I said.
But what do you think
But a
is the
gecko,
difference between like a dog and a cow? Like, what is the
uh,
difference that makes one like okay to be my friend, man's best friend, aside from tradition and culture and how like we've been taught that dogs are man's best friend because we've
the
bred
dog will
and
protect.
raised them to be that. What like moral difference between is there between a dog and a cow? Like what
Well,
separates them?
one will protect and one won't. They'll protect someone. They won't. A cow won't protect his master, but a dog will protect his master.
So you're thinking of it from like a utilitarian standpoint on that like the dog is useful. It can protect me.
Well, it actually, and not cows, but dogs can actually cure depression too, as so some studies
Yeah, so but how does a dog cure depression?
by being there for the people
Uh, but
as a pet.
a cow can do that as well.
I never saw studies of that. I'm not even trying to be rude here. I never saw studies of that. I saw a cat meet. I saw a cat
But
curing depression.
how does a dog cure somebody's depression? Like what does it do? What kind of behaviors does it do that might cheer somebody up?
Well, it acts like a clown a little bit. I can say that because one of my pets be acting like a clown. Um, it shows passion towards you. It shows loyalty. Uh, like I said, that's the main trace of a dog. But with a cow, only cow will protect his own self and his babies. It won't protect the farmer. And I never saw proof of that. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful towards it, but I'm saying is as my own little way of life. If I see something as a food, I can't really stop it. I won't be able to stop it just because if I was to become vegan right now, it won't save millions of animals.
I mean, it most certainly would, right? Because you would stop purchasing them, and the less you purchase, the less that they would produce. It's just
So
simple supply and demand, right? If McDonald's started selling a plant-based burger tomorrow, right, and everybody was buying only that plant-based burger, you think McDonald's is gonna be like, well, all of our profits are coming from here, but who cares? We're just gonna sell both. No, they would probably stop selling the cow burger and sell the
nah,
plant-based burger.
because I would say no, because in grocery stores, if nobody wasn't buying roast beef, they will still sell it no matter what, even
Yeah,
if it
there's
was go
people,
bad.
but what you're like describing is like you have to understand that like vegans make up 2 to 3% of the population. So it might feel like, oh, if people stop buying beef or pig, that they're gonna still selling it. The only reason why it feels like it's not making an impact is because we're such a small minority. But just because we are the small minority doesn't mean that it won't change. Because you work at a grocery store, right?
I work at a grocery store, yes.
Do you have a vegan section? Like some grocery
Yeah,
stores have like a
but
section where
it's
they just
yeah,
sell
but it's a
only
small
beef.
one. But it's a small one.
Right.
That's because we don't got a lot of vegans.
Right. So you have like a little vegan section that has like more of the unique vegan stuff, right?
But it's kosher. That's too.
Yeah. So do you have a dairy section, right?
I actually have no idea because I work in Pillar. You know anything about kosher?
Yeah, kosher is just like they bless it and like the
No,
past
they
uh,
can't. I work in the kosher section, which I know no dairy is allowed. So I don't know if this whole store is a kosher section. This whole store is kosher. I don't really know, but I know we sell milk. That's the only dairy product we'll sell. Well, majority of the time. That's all I can say.
yeah, but the point I was trying to make is that if you have a vegan section, you have a little section that has kosher and vegan stuff, right? Or
Yeah,
whatever. Maybe it's just a kosher section. Do you have you have a dairy section? And if you say if you're not sure, I will just say since you work at a grocery store, go to the dairy section and look at all the milks that are there, and I don't know where you live, but in most typical urban areas, if you go to the dairy section, you'll have your regular cow's milk, and you'll also have a whole row of almond milk, soy milk, whatever milk alternatives. So to say, instead of trying to look at it from the perspective of the 98% majority, where if one person of this 98% majority stops buying animal products, there's not going to be a difference. But if you look at just the fact that now what used to be a vegan section where they had all the milks and everything in one area, and now you start to see that all these dairy milks and or non-dairy milks and non-dairy cheeses are bleeding into the main sections of the grocery store. So if you go to the dairy section, you see that there's a whole
All right,
load
I
of
see you. I see
non-dairy.
what you're saying, but listen to this: a big jug of milk, a big jug, a whole gallon. I think costs up to $4.
Hmm.
Your little small vegan thing will cost up to $12.
You said how much?
12.
You don't have to tell me the exact place that you live, but can you tell me the state?
Philadelphia. No,
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
I don't. Man, unless you live in some like crazy like food desert place, I really cannot
No, that's
imagine.
in Florida too. I have a friend that's in Florida. He told me that I asked him like, "Yo, how much are the vegan stuff?" He said, "Bro, that's expensive too."
I don't know
Where do you live at?
what is he looking at? Like the milk price is gonna be almost near identical. Like if you look
I'll
at
look. Hold on.
a
I'm about to look
liter,
again. I'm about to look again. Hold on. Okay, so a gallon of milk, right, costs up to $4 to $5, and I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at it right now.
well,
Just as
there's probably no gallon dairy free milk. There
no,
usually
it's a
is.
gallon. It's a whole milk VA, and I'm looking at almond milk. Where's almond milk? Right here, and it's going to and just the little juice box container, not the little juice box container. The
It's a quart.
what we hold on.
It's a quart.
Yeah, the quart joint.
Yeah.
It's nearly about to be. The joint is like $8.
What's the
What would you like to
brand?
get out? Let me see. It says it just says open nature organic.
Oh, I don't know. I like that price sounds so insane. So
How about
I
this
guess
one?
I'm
What
not used
brand
to
do
it.
you know of a dairy milk? I'll look at it. I'll tell you the price.
Well, it depends where you live, but
Just tell me the brand. We might
like,
have it. This trust me. I'm looking at a lot of milks. We might have
oh man, I don't even look at milk like that.
it. See, bro. See,
The I usually buy no, I'm saying because I usually buy the like
do you got milk in your fridge?
generic store brand. Yeah, so mine would be like for where I live is Nature's Peace, which is like
Nature's Peace.
the
All
generic
right, hold
store brand.
on. All right, Nature's Peace. Nature's Peace. Up. Okay. $9.
Oh man, I don't know. Mine's is the same price. It's like two
$9.
dollars for a quarter and $2 for not a quart and $2 for a quart. But
Are you in a different country?
no, nope.
You in USA?
I live close to Philadelphia actually. Yeah.
Well, over here is expensive, and you can't see. That's what I'm saying. That's the one thing about vegan. It's kind of gonna be a little pricey, just like vegan leather too, as I've heard from the other guests.
I mean, there's a lot of clothes that are vegan leather that's
Cotton,
like same price. Cotton's not that expensive either.
I know because like Hanes makes, but the point is I'm saying is I just don't want to become vegan. And can you just be the bigger person? I'm not saying you are, but can you be a bigger say I accept this, accept that? You know what I mean?
Like if somebody
Huh?
was
Ramen
pro.
noodles, 2 or 3. Out 2 or 3, yeah. But I'm saying like, can't you just be the bigger person and just accept that?
You have to think that like I'm gonna use the
Check
analogy only
out
because
5 in front. All right, say it again.
if I ran like a pro dog fighting ring and I had dog fighting, dogs that I would raise and breed and have them fight and torture them and they would be losing their lives, like would it be okay for me to tell somebody, well, you have your opinion and I have mine, can't you just live with it? Like it's like I'm still supporting an industry that like abuses animals. And I
Be
think
honest with
that
you,
like you're
if you
against
want to do
it.
that, if you want to do that, go ahead. But that's not gonna be my dog in there. That's all I know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like
Look,
there's a to some degree you've made some small implications that you do care to a degree because if it was your dog, you would also think that you would be against it. So I just think that like the only way that I can end this, and I'll give you the fact that like if you watch this documentary, I will, and you still do not care, then I will completely leave you alone and say, okay, yeah, I'll let you do
Let
you.
me
You
guess. Is it called what is it? What is that other stupid person talk about? Where start with a D. I know it does, right?
I would, yeah, Dominion, but I would just say
Yeah.
Dairy is scary. It's a lot shorter. It's not gonna take up too much of your time. It's only 5 minutes long. It's on YouTube. It's free. It's only 5 minutes. If you watch that documentary, and you tell me, well, I don't care, or it doesn't matter to me, and if I'm still gonna do that, then I will 100% leave you alone. But at least like
So you're
watch the
gonna
documentary.
accept the fact that where we're and like I'm not even trying to say we're all the same, but we're kind of hard. Like I said, something really gonna have to die for all of our food. Maybe sentient or not, but something still gonna have to die no matter what. Just as a plant, just as a bug, a rabbit, a
Mm-hmm.
cow, a chicken. I'm saying anything's gonna have to die. I'm not listen. I'm gonna respect you for being a vegan, but if you want to show that, if you want me to show that respect towards other vegans, you got to show me the respect. I mean, let me eat a hamburger from time to time. Like
Yeah,
I eat veg.
but
I eat.
look, this is the difference. Because look, I agree with you in that something does have to die for us to live. I agree with you. But the point of veganism is getting rid of the part where animals do not have to die for necessity, meaning that if you can eat plants and survive just as fine without having to eat animals, why would you not choose the route that is going to cause less harm? So, look, I am not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I everything I do does not harm animals at all. That's not what veganism is about. What I'm saying is there are things that we have to do for survival, like protect our crops and feed the human population, but we don't need to involve the fact that we're exploiting animals and seeing them as commodities because we can survive on plants. That's the whole argument. It's not about being perfect. Is what I keep
We can
saying.
survive on plants. I already know that. But I'm saying if you can survive on plants, that's perfectly fine with you. But people can survive on animals with more protein, iron, B12, omega 3. And I looked it up and I'm not seeing nothing bad. Don't even get me. I'm
Looked
just
up
not
what
I'm
now?
seeing I kind of looked up the disadvantages. Apparently the disadvantage you'll have something as a sickness, I forgot what it's called because I'm always forgetting about stuff because I'm more worried about school and work. But
Mm-hmm.
you have a lack of iron,
Mm-hmm.
protein, omega 3, B12. Did I say iron?
Yeah, that's just it's just incorrect because you get plenty of protein, iron, and B12. Well, B12 is maybe something that you would want to supplement, but that's something that dietitians and nutritionists will recommend everybody supplement, not just vegans, not exclusive to
But
vegans. So,
yeah, but like I say, would you rather just eat a food that'll give you B12 or pop pills? Like, what would you
um,
rather pick from that?
I would say that I would rather take a pill than unnecessarily. If I could save a life by taking a pill, I would rather take a pill.
And I'd rather eat something while I take a pill. Because some people cannot take pills well. I've been on a lot of pills because I have ADHD and I don't know. I can't.
So then
For
I would
me,
still say that like the inconvenience of me having to swallow a pill, even though it's discomforting to me, is still worth more than having to have an animal unalived for me. That's the way I see it.
like I said, I'm gonna watch. I'll watch it. I'll watch it. But if I still look, honestly, I watch a lot of documentaries about that. I had my teacher try to convert us while I watch making us watch a documentary. It's not going to have effect on me, but I'll still watch it to show respect.
Yeah, yeah, I would say at least watch Darius Scary. 5 minutes. Five
Now,
minutes.
I'll text you. Now, let me ask you a question. Are you going to say, okay, you can be a meat eater? All right, will you be fine with that?
Yeah, if you watch the documentary and it doesn't phase you and you don't care and you just like whatever, then I 100%, yeah, we'll leave you alone. But that's the thing is that like
Very scary, right?
the difference is that
All right.
like you when you make these choices, there's a lot of and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way, but there's a lot of misunderstanding of what it takes to get the animals on your plate or to get the milk into your stomach. There's a lot of misunderstanding of what that process looks like. So if you absolve yourself from everything that happens and all the practices, when you look at it from just the, oh, I'm just getting food, why does it matter? Then okay, you might not be as informed. But when you are informed and you see what happens to the animals, then you can truly decide, do I give a shit or do I not give a shit? So
But, all right. But the one thing I'm saying, all right, I got a question for you too. and that's right, and it's actually a good question. What if you was to raise your own cows, raise your own chicken, and just buy your own land? But one of the cows got pregnant on its own. You didn't force it; it wanted it, right?
Hmm.
And then and then you don't take a lot of milk because I know dairy cows be taking like and do up to 50 gallons, as I heard from another vegan. Well, the vegan talks that people do, right? And why don't you take, I guess, 5 gallons of milk for yourself? Would you do that?
No, because I'll say this and then I'll probably just let Ozark, only because Ozark is he is a farmer himself, but it's not about treating the animals better. It's about completely liberating them from exploitation. Period. So, like
But
I said
you're
earlier, there's no point in like treating a cow better and having welfare be a point of concern to just still do the same thing and unalive them.
but you're not treating them bad. I'm saying you're just all you're doing is giving them what they want, making them happy, and they was to give you milk in return.
Wasn't
That
that
won't be
milk
exploiting.
for the? Isn't that milk for its baby? For their baby?
I'm saying, but dairy cow, apparently that's what I heard from another vegan. That's what I heard from another vegan. I'm not
Mm.
saying heard from a farmer.
Hmm.
They said they could produce up to 50 gallons, right? But if you was to
Uh,
take about 3 gallons, just 3 gallons, you can't just do that.
well, Ozark, what do you have to say about that? Since you're, are you there?
I don't think that like we can raise animals and treat them well, and we don't have to commodify them. I mean, I guess like initially I had hopped up because I wanted to follow up on the nutrition, but I'll start here and then we can circle back to the nutrition because I want to see if that was the only reason that's preventing you
Hey,
All right,
from
look,
like
bro. Listen, I would
animals.
love to
But
stay in chat with y'all, but I really don't have enough time. So you could probably have to cut this like 2 minutes short. Not trying to be disrespectful, but I got work to do, and yeah, I was on my break for only an hour. So
hmm.
yeah,
well, I want you to think about this before you go. Then, would you be willing to put yourself or anybody that you love through any of the process up until the slaughter process that the farm animals go through?
hold on, repeat that. Wait, hold on. That's a
W-
really hot
Would
pot you're
you
doing.
be willing? Would you
That's
be
really hot pot.
willing to allow yourself
All right, what
or
you said, Kareem?
anybody
You
that?
shall say something. All
Yeah,
right,
I'm saying, would you allow yourself or anybody that you love to experience 100% of the farming process up until slaughter that the farm animals
no,
experience? You wouldn't. So then why? How can you like determine that that is an ethical choice to make that shouldn't be put under scrutiny?
but like I said, like I told him, like if it was a better way to do it, would you accept it?
No, I mean there's no reason to do it. Like we grow enough food without the crops or the animals that we produce to, or sorry, but without the animals or the crops that we produce to feed them, to feed the population comfortably. So it's 100% unnecessary at this point in our history. So like we are essentially unnecessarily taking the life of another in order to enjoy like 5 minutes of pleasure or whatever. That was sorry. I don't know why he left.
Hey, sorry. I'm here. I'm here. How did
Oh,
it
it's all good. No, I think he left because I was trying to put his ethics into scrutiny, but
how did it go?
well, he's not here. He just quit.
Oh, I thought he said, oh, if you could just, you know, cut it down in 2 minutes, but he didn't even let you get to it. He just kind of left.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, what a shame. Yeah.
I mean, I asked him if he would be willing to allow anybody that he loves to go through that farming process, and he said no. And then I asked him how he could consider it ethical when, and he said, "Well, what about reduction?" And I explained that we don't need to do it, so it's how can we determine that that's ethical? And then he quit.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. Yeah. Once they get to the point where they like, well, I just don't care. That's your choice. It's like, well, at least, do you even know what happens? I tried to walk them down to understand what happens, but maybe
I'm
he'll
going to
watch the
give you
documentary.
something that might help you in the future here. Those studies that everybody cites that like gives every single like nutrient that vegans might be at risk of missing out on also demonstrates that there are different micro and macronutrients that people that eat meat might be missing out on too. So you can always mention that and ask them, like, if they specifically just typed in what are vegans generally deficient of, and then ask them to go back to Google and type in what are meat eaters at risk of missing out on deficiencies, because it will come up with just as an extensive of a list, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, that's a very
So
good point,
just,
actually. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, just keep that in mind, because like up to 92% of Americans are deficient in something, and we know that they aren't all vegans.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It's funny because I always tell my partner the same thing, and it's funny that now you're telling me to do it because she oftentimes will like Google some, not in regards to veganism, but Google something, and I'm like, yeah, if you, of course, if you Google that, you're gonna get like, you're gonna get force fed the results of what you're seeking, the negativity that you're seeking. So why don't you try Googling the opposite now? And now I have you here telling me to do the same thing, so it makes sense. That's a good point to point out. I just always have a
Yeah.
hard time navigating the conversation when they just blatantly just say they don't care. Oh, what if I, eat your dog? It's like, well, I don't care. It's like, okay, well,
Well, that's why I try to turn it to like turn the ethics on to like how they feel about other, like doing that to other people, because it's like humans are just as much animals, and um, interspecies exploitation is common in the animal kingdom, but we have ethics, that we've developed that are turning us away from that. And why should that be any different?
mm-hmm.
When it comes to our consumption, I think that's why he ended up quitting, was because I was trying to point out the inconsistency. But you know, you were doing good. You sound good.
Oh,
So,
thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, some of the things he was
yep.
saying with the prices, I was like, I hate going down that road, but eventually people want that kind of thing, that conversation entertained. But I've never heard of $12 tofu or
That
twelve
was
dollar milk.
that was another one, because I did fact check him from Philadelphia. But you can also mention that sure, prices might appear to be lower at the grocery store, but they're lower than they should be, because we also pay billions of dollars in government subsidies to animal agriculture and dairy.
That's
So
true.
it's not cheaper, you
Yeah,
know.
we definitely need to change our priorities when it comes to what we subsidize. But
Sure, absolutely, but that's
yeah.
something that you can always bring up as a talking point when they bring up price points.
Hmm.
Ask them if they know what the government subsidies are.
That's true.
Because talking about cost analysis can be daunting, but when we look at the tax system, yeah, billions of dollars more go into subsidizing animal agriculture.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna have to also educate myself a little bit more on just the specific numbers of like you said, $1 billion going into subsidizing the dairy industry, and looking into just more of the generalized information and summary of like that talking point as a whole, so I have that on hand to kind of delve into.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's
Yeah.
all readily available data, like on USDA and stuff like that. So it's not hard to find. But if you do have any trouble finding, I know I can help you find some solid statistics and research. And I know Ben's a wealth of knowledge as well when it comes to a lot of agricultural data. So,
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
I'm sorry I didn't get to pull you up sooner so you could have engaged a little bit, but I appreciate you coming up and at least trying to have a conversation with him.
Oh, it's all good. I mean, I kind of came in later when he started mentioning like the whole deficiencies, because I wanted to ask him if he would Google, what meat eaters are generally deficient of. But it's all good.
Yeah, I'll have to put that in my back pocket and use it next time.
Yeah, yep. So,
All right, I think I'm gonna end the live here in a second. Anyway, my partner just came home, so gonna spend some time with them.
sweet. Well, thanks for having me up briefly.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I always appreciate you. Whenever if you ever want to come up when I'm live, you're more than welcome to come up.
Awesome.
Obviously,
Thank you.
yeah, like the rest extends to all the vegans in the chat, Ben and Lydia. So, yeah,
Yeah. I'll catch you later.
bye. Oh yeah, Ben, host something. That'd be cool. I need something to watch while I'm supposed to be spending time with my partner. um, but yeah, I think yeah, they just got back, so spend some time with them for a little bit. And if I free up, if I don't know if they end up doing something or they do something together or whatever. If I free up, I'll probably go live again. I'm addicted to going live. But yeah, Ben or Lydia, whoever, please, if you're up for it, if you're even still here, yeah, host something. I'll tune in. But yeah, thanks for coming by. I only got to talk to one and a half people. But at least I talked to somebody. So thanks, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye. Yeah, I'm sorry, Navia. Yeah, it's like you're just talking out loud. Yeah, I do the same thing sometimes. I just like talk to myself in the comment section of somebody else's live or whatever. But yeah, it's hard for me because like I I know this is an issue that I have, and I want to stop it. In that I don't know if you even know if you're still here, but if you're still here, hey, in that I like to just talk the ethics, and I'm so like nonchalant and like okay with having the person say what they want, like at least to a degree, say what they're thinking. And I really need to just like hammer home on stuff and not let them just like switch topic and switch and pivot and pivot and pivot and pivot. So I definitely should, um, I should have kept, like you said, I should have just stood on top of talking about slavery, you know, and I should have just stood on top of like hammering away at stuff. And that's why I really enjoy having people around on my live with me, because they are so much better at that than I am, that it helps encourage me to do better by that as well. So yeah, I do need to do better at that. At least I'm too chill, and I don't want to be too chill. But Navia, thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. You definitely have been showing up lately. So thank you so much. If you are still here, but if not, you'll see it in the replay. But I gotta go. So bye everybody.